this nation. OSBC brings you the news. News across the country.
President Buhari attributes his military success to Indian defense training. Osun State House of Assembly passes into law Environmental Protection Bill. A falling high-tension electric pole obstructs traffic in Lagos. Police apprehend 2 kidnappers in Gombe State. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news across the country. The news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari today says the training he received at the Indian Defence Service College, Wellington, India in 1973 formed part of his success in the military. A statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, indicates that President Buhari stated this when he hosted the Indian Minister of State for External and Parliamentary Affairs, Velamveli Muraldi Ranan, at State House, Abuja. President Buhari, who went down memory lane on his one-year training in the country as a military officer in 1973, said it was a very good experience. He emphasized the strong ties between the two countries, saying that the Nigerian Defense Academy was established by Indians, and the two countries had a firm relationship economically, politically, and in the area of security. He added that Nigeria and India must continue to build on the long-standing relationship to the benefit of both countries. On his part, Muralidharan, who described Nigeria as center of India's engagement with Africa, said he was in the country to take part in the Nigeria-India Business Council. The minister said India, as the largest democracy in the world, was willing to partner with Nigeria towards successful general elections in 2023. Osun State House of Assembly today passed into law State of Osun Environmental Protection Bill 2022. The bill targeted at regulating and keeping the environment from environmental hazards and other related issues had before its passage witnessed massive debilitation. Earlier, Honorable Kunle Akonde had moved a motion for the accelerated passage of the said bill and seconded by Honorable Adirulai Abefe. Thereafter, the House passed State of Osun Environmental Protection Bill 2022 into law. While speaking, Osun State House of Assembly Speaker Honorable Timothy Oweye took advantage of the exercise to commend his colleagues' contribution towards the timely passage of the bill. The House also read for the first time Union Osun Teaching Hospitals Establishment Bill 2022. In the course of plenary, member representing Oriade State Constituency, Honorable Babatunde Ojo, drew the attention of his colleagues on the need to ensure that public transport in Osogbo Metropolis have a designated bus stops in order to avert the incessant indiscriminate stoppage and parking which had wreaked a lot of havoc for both commuters and drivers. Thereafter, the lawmakers led by Honorable Adebayo Usamotu, the Deputy Speaker Honorable Femi Popola, and Honorable Kunle Akonde, as well as Honorable Babatunde Ibirogba, congratulated and identified with the Speaker of the House, Honorable Timothy Oweye, who will tomorrow turn 50. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has been advised not to make available the updated voters register to the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission (OSEC) for the purpose of their proposed local government poll planned for October 15, 2022. In a letter signed by the State People's Democratic Party legal advisor Ashima Abioye, INEC was also advised to stay aloof from the proposed local government election being organized by the OSEC. Abioye noted that the insistence of the OSEC chairman in going ahead with the conducting the local government poll was in contravention of the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. The Osun PDP lawyer stated that a legal action had been instituted in the Osogbo Federal High Court to ensure that the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 were complied with by OSEC in the conduct of local government elections in the state. It will recall that the OSEC chairman Segun Oladotan had last week announced that the commission will be conducting local government election in Osun State on October 15, 2022. The OSEC chairman also stated that the election was in line with the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission Law 2022, which had been assented to by the state governor, Adegboyega Oyetola. In the meantime, the state chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC has cautioned the opposition People's Democratic Parties in the state to stop turning itself to an instructor of an independent statutory body like the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission (OSEC). According to the state chairman of the APC, Prince Boyega Famodun, in a statement issued by his media advisor Kola Olabisi, the PDP lacks constitutional power to dictate to OSEC, which derives its creation and existence from the Electoral Act 2022. Famodun reminded the state chapter of the PDP that the symbiotic relationship between the INEC and the OSEC is not a master and servant type, but mainly advisory in status. The Osun State APC chairman conclusively submitted that such directive by the state PDP to the INEC not to release the updated voters list to the OSEC for the purpose of conducting a free, fair and credible local government election is unlawful and should be disregarded in its entirety. Media practitioners have been advised to be conscious of their health status while carrying out their professional duties to forestall stress-induced related health challenges. Medical practitioners, including Dr. Akiajayi, gave the advice today during the NUJ OSBC Chapel Medical Checkup as part of activities commemorating this year's Pen Week of NUJ OSBC Chapel. The event took place at OSBC Open Air Studios, Iliabuyi Okebale Osogbo. Omotayo Adebodun has the details.
Members of the NUJ OSBC Chapel converged on the OSBC Open Air Studio to benefit from a free medical outreach tagged Health is Wealth, as powered by the management Osogbo Central Hospital. The Director General OSBC conglomerate, Mr. Rashid Folarimi, led an array of other directors to the program. Declaring the program open, Special Advisor to the Governor on Public Health, Dr. Shiji Olamiju, expressed the need for individuals to always be conscious of their health, maintaining that it is only a healthy human being that can be productive. Dr. Olamiju, who spoke through the Director of Public Health, Osun State Ministry of Health, Dr. Akim Bello, also noted that COVID-19 is real, thereby calling on individuals to take every preventive measures against the deadly disease.
COVID-19 is still with us, and it's not going anytime from now. But what can we do? The best we can do is just to protect ourselves, to prevent it.
Earlier in his address of welcome, the Director General OSBC, Mr. Rashid Folarimi, appreciated the NUJ OSBC Chapel for organizing the health outreach, which is said will further encourage healthy lifestyle among members and non-members alike. Mr. Folarimi noted that the management of OSBC will forever remain committed to every program that will sustain the healthy living of its staff.
No doubt, health is wealth. And like this saying, mens sana in corpore sano. Those lawyers will know what I've just said. Sound mind and sound body. And that is the essence of all we are doing today.
Delivering his lecture titled Health is Wealth, the Chief Medical Director of Osogbo Central Hospital, Dr. Akindele Ajayi, emphasized on the principle of cell modification, which is said includes abstinence from alcoholism, engaging in regular exercises, and taking balanced diet. Dr. Ajayi, who discouraged stressful acts, called on individuals to always observe necessary rest and cultivate the habit of taking fruits.
As we all know, in community nutrition, no matter the father of a disease, the mother is malnutrition. So we should endeavor to eat well, to eat balanced diet, to drink enough water, to sleep well, to be involved in exercise. These are the ways we can prevent ourselves from unnecessary disease conditions, and these are the ways we can maintain our good health.
There were questions and answer sections in addition to the free blood sugar and malaria test. Meanwhile, the activities continues on Thursday with lecture and award ceremony. Omotayo Adebodun, OSBC News.
The monthly Congress of Nigerian Union of Journalists, Osun State Council, holds tomorrow in the afternoon. A statement signed by the Council Secretary, Comrade Bukola Elufadejin, indicates that the Congress holds at the Press Center. The Congress, according to the statement, will be preceded by extended executives meeting. Members are therefore enjoined to be present and punctual as a matter of urgence and importance. The Governor of Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad, has sent the names of 6 commissioner nominees to the State House of Assembly for screening and subsequent confirmation. Among those nominated are 2 former commissioners who had resigned their positions and contested for the House of Representatives tickets of their constituencies under the People's Democratic Party but lost out. They are the former Commissioner of Works and Transport, Abdikadir Ibrahim, from Al-Kaliri local government area, who contested for Al-Kaliri Karfi Federal Constituency, and Miriam Bagel from Das. Bagel sought to get the ticket of the Bogoro Das Tafawa Balewa constituency to take over from the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dugara, but lost to Barrister Kefas Magaji. The spokesperson of the Speaker of the Bauchi State House of Assembly, Abdul Burra, said that other nominees whose names were read on the floor are the resumed sitting as Zainab Babantako, Adamu Gabarin, former Bauchi Central Senatorial District aspirant, Sabiu Gwalabi, and Ahmed Jalam. He further said the government saw the lawmakers' confirmation of Joshua Titus Sanga as the Director General, Public Procurement Bureau. Also on the list, according to him, is Sagir Abdullahi Mohammed, whose nomination is for the State Auditor General. This is the news across the country, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Ilea Wiye Okebale Oshobo. Now amid news message. Honesty is the best policy. Train your child to be honest. Focus on entertainment news today is on the rampant marital crisis of Nigerian celebrities and the entertainment industry. Join Moturayo Oladejo as she packaged the news.
It has been a recent happening as Nigerian celebrity marriages and relationships have taken a different turn to breakups and divorce, as most crashes per minute. There have been several cases of celebrity marriages crashing. There have been series of unfortunate breakups which have increased just in the nick of time in the entertainment industry. Many believe that divorce is rampant in entertainment industry due to some factors like lack of preparation, lack of courtship, lack of compatibility, intellectual mismatch, infidelity, lack of communication, and the rest. Many of the celebrities show off their relationships and marriages on social media one day and get divorced the following day. According to a study out of UK-based Marriage Foundation, celebrities have a divorce rate of around 40% within a period. They conclude that despite all the comforts and advantages of fame and wealth, these celebrities divorce at twice the rate of ordinary people. The Marriage Foundation also criticized several media trends that often glamorize having children out of wedlock, short marriages, making headline while long-term celebrity marriages are ignored. During the period of different news about celebrity marriages crashing, Joke Silva, a veteran Nollywood actress, was praised by the people for taking care of her husband in his old age. She also shared a piece of advice on how entertainers and celebrities can keep their marriages. Some Nigerians also spoke with OSBC Entertainment News reporter on this ugly development. Ms. Omobolale Abosede, in an interview with our Entertainment News reporter, says most celebrities are more career-oriented than family-oriented, and this to a large extent affect their marriages.
The reason why most celebrities' marriages crash is that most of them don't make time for themselves. Like they are always up and doing their usually here and there. And we are humans, like you have to have time for your partner and you have to make time for each other.
Mrs. Nike Akinrinde also said most celebrity marriages are basically built on nothing, no proper planning, no preparation before going into the institute of marriage.
I think most of the time they go into their marriage unprepared for what marriage is all about. And secondly, traveling a lot and spend most of their time away from their home. And thirdly, building their marriage on adultery. And wherever adultery joins together, adultery shall put asunder. And fourthly, marriage crash is because of the people when going into the marriage. Like, when they're going into the marriage, they go into the marriage like a set of fourthly foundation. And considering the fact that they are always the watching eyes of the public.
Although the rate of divorce in the entertainment industry is alarming, still, celebrities are human and tend to make mistakes like every other person. They should, however, seek counseling when they have to and not always resort to divorce because people take them as role models and could easily be misled to see divorce as the only solution to marital crisis. Moturayo Oladejo for OSBC Entertainment.
There was apprehension today after a high-tension electric pole fell at Egbeda in the Alimosho local government area of Lagos State. The incident has caused traffic gridlock along the axis as security operatives cordoned off the spot. Officials of Ikeja Electric Distribution Company were sighted at the scene of the incident. Residents said the electric pole fell in the earlier hours of today. No casualty was recorded. The 18 communities under the Owada Ejesha in Osun State have commended Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for embarking on a project that aims at making life bearable for the people of the area. A high chief in Ijeshaland, Aremowa of Orisunbari number, Aremo Dansaki Tunde Olawale Ajibode the first, gave the commendation during his installation as the Aremowa of Orisunbari number by the Olowada Oba Bashiru Onigbogi. While speaking on behalf of his people, Aremotunde Olawale described the ongoing rehabilitation of the road linking reserve Ayetoro, Ogundele Onigbogi Orisunbari, Alaka number, Labokpo to Panu as a laudable project that will improve the economy and standard of living of the people when completed. The traditional ruler who appreciated Oba Bashiru Onigbogi, the youth leader Dewale Adeshino, Bale Omole Kamar, Omobori Owo and Ashwaju Kusamat Adegbite for the roles they played on the road project, thanked the Olowada Oba Onigbogi for installing him as Aremowa and his brother as Bale of Adeyanju on same day. The new Aremowa of Orisunbari number, Chief Tunde Olawale, used the occasion to call for the support of his subject to move the community forward, warned that nobody is allowed to sell or allocate the land belonging to the Ijeshas to anybody without the approval of the authority. The annual Obalufo Festival of Idu-Osun begins today. A release by the Akogun of Idu-Osun, Chief Mukaila Ojediran, on behalf of the people of the town indicates that Ogun Festival will hold on Thursday when the hunters and all Ogun devotees will gather to appease the god of iron. It adds that Saturday will be the grand finale when the votary maid will lead hundreds of Osun devotees to the Osun rivers. Meanwhile, the Olojudoyin Council has congratulated the Alayemore of Idu-Osun, Obaderemi Adedapo Sakoyoro, sons and daughters of Idu-Osun, with an advice to celebrate the festival with love and peace. The Akwa Ibom State Police Command has arrested one Vincent Enuneko for impersonating an assistant superintendent of police and being in possession of a substance suspected to be Indian hemp. This was contained in a statement by the command's public relations officer, Odiko McDon, today in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. It said a suspect who hailed from Ndokwa local government area of the Delta State was arrested by the operatives of the Anti-Cultism Squad of the command on the 28th of June 2022. It was gathered that the suspect specialized in extorting money from the unsuspecting public and using his fake ID card to secure easy passage at checkpoints while transporting Indian hemp into the state. McDonald said that luck ran out on him while trying to use the fake ID card to prevent the arrest of a wanted criminal. Meanwhile, the statement added that the Commissioner of Police, Olatoye Durosimi, had decorated 37 SPs and charged them to always discharge their duties professionally in consonance with the extant laws. The Gombe State Police Command says its collaboration with the local vigilante members and hunters has yielded positive results in the command's effort at reducing the tide of heinous crimes and criminalities in the state. According to the police public relations officer, ASP Mahid Abubakar, 2 suspects were nabbed and another was killed while attempting to escape. He narrated that the incident occurred based on credible information received by the divisional police officer of Pingdiga Division that some suspected kidnappers planned to strike a target around Pingdiga, Ako local government area of the state. Abubakar disclosed that based on interrogation, the suspects confessed to being members of a kidnapping syndicate terrorizing Pingdiga, Ako local government area. The police public relations officer revealed to newsmen that Shehu, who attempted to escape, was hit by a bullet and was rushed to General Hospital, Kashiri, where he was certified dead by a medical doctor while receiving treatment. Corpse deposited at the mortuary for autopsy. He also assured the citizens that all information given will be treated with utmost confidentiality. Death has occurred of Pa Elder Joshua Oshundina of Balogun's compound, Oke-Laorangun, a federal local government, at the age of 89. A release by the family signed by Joshua Dayo, JP, indicates that Pa Oshundina died on Wednesday, 17 August 2022 after a brief illness. During his lifetime, he was a conscientious, dedicated and highly meticulous educationist who taught at one time or the other at Adventist Grammar School, Ede, and Baptist High School, Ejigbo, among others. Elder Joshua Oshundina was the first indigenous principal at Oke-Laorangun Grammar School, where he taught for almost a decade and adjudged by the Oke-Laorangun community and All Students Association as an exemplary principal that has left its educational, moral, and religious legacies on the footprints of the sands of time as a role model in all spheres of life. Pa Oshundina retired at Oroki High School, Agunbelewo, Oshogbo, after a meritorious service of 35 years. In the meantime, Pa Oshundina was survived by his beloved wife, Deaconess Rachel Arike Oshundina, children and grandchildren. Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sunday Dare, says boxer Anthony Joshua and UFC fighter Kamaru Usman should not allow their defeats over the weekend dampen their spirits. Adeyemi Abodere has more on sports segments.
Head coach of the Falconet, Chris Danjuma, says the Netherlands capitalized on the mistakes and punished them for it. Danjuma said football is a game of chance and they failed to take their chances after their opponent capitalized on the errors. Chris Danjuma, who lauded his team, described them as great athletes and noted that the Super Falcons' future is in safe hands despite the sad result in Costa Rica. Similarly, captain of Nigeria's under-20 women's team, Falconet Tosin Demeyin, has lamented the team's performance after their 2-0 loss to the Netherlands in the FIBA Under-20 Women's World Cup quarterfinals in Costa Rica, stating that the team will learn from the experience and improve. Despite having the majority of the possession and creating plenty of chances, the Netherlands managed to score twice thanks to two defensive errors. The Sunshine Queens centre-back concluded that she is proud of the team despite the defeat. Meanwhile, Nigeria Professional Football League side Shooting Star Sport Club of Ibadan has unveiled a new head coach, Benga Ogunbote. The team has a season to forget last season, struggling to avoid the drop and has to wait till the last day to be sure of his status in the Premier League. The former head coach of Sunshine Stars Football Club of Akure made headlines last season after he piloted a newly promoted Raymond Stars to third place finish on the league. His priority is to stabilize the team in the Premier League and see if they can return to the continent in the coming season. In the meantime, Brave Football Club of Ire has won the Oba Kamarudin Adeyemi Adeyanju football competition, put in place by the Olororuwo of Ororuwo, Oba Adeyemi Adeyanju, to have the youth engaged and discovered hidden talent and nurtured them to stardom. Ultimate Warrior Football Club of Ikirun placed second, while All Exchange Football Club of Oshogbo came third. The final match was witnessed by the Olororuwo in council and other dignitaries. Minister of Youth and Sport Development Sunday Dare says boxer Anthony Joshua, UFC fighter Kamaru Usman, and the women's national under-20 football team, the Falconet, should not allow their defeat over the weekend dampen their spirits. The minister says in spite of their losses, they can keep their heads up because they gave their best and performed gallantly. Dare said Nigeria is still proud of them and they remained national heroes and heroines, believing they will bounce back again, stronger and better. Nigerian-born Anthony Joshua and Usman lost world title bouts in boxing and mixed martial arts, while the Falconet crashed out of the FIBA Under-20 Women's World Cup at the quarterfinal stage. Nigeria has failed to finish among the top three at the African Under-20 Men's Nations Volleyball Championship as they lost by 3 straight sets to Cameroon on Monday. The Cameroonian caught Nigerian napping and struggled throughout the game. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Abodere.
To end the news across the country, here are the major points. President Muhammadu Buhari today said the training he received at the Indian Defence Services College, Wellington, India in 1973 formed part of his success in the military. Osun State House of Assembly today passed into law State of Osun Environmental Protection Bill 2022. The bill targeted at regulating and keeping the environment from environmental hazards and other related issues had before its passage witnessed massive debilitation. There was apprehension today after a high-tension electric pole fell at Egbeda in the Alimosho local government area of Lagos State. The incident has caused traffic gridlock along the axis as security operatives cordoned off the spot. The Gombe State Police Command says its collaboration with the local vigilante members and hunters has yielded positive results in the command's efforts at reducing the tide of heinous crimes and criminalities in the state. And that was the news across the country, edited by Temitope Olaiwola and delivered by Titilope Achiboye. For more about us, visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
It's entertaining, it's educating, really informative, qualitative news as it breaks. It's OSBC Radio 2, 104.5 FM. Numero uno south of the Sahara, voice of the West.
ọ̀kàrẹ̀ ọkọ mi àníkẹ́ sí àwa lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ilẹ̀ tá a kó jọ sínú gọ́tà agbára òjò ó gbé lọ. ó ti yá màámi ẹgbẹ́.
ìyá àníkẹ́ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wàá dáa ó tiẹ̀ bẹ̀rù bàbá òjò bá lọ gbọ́mọ yìí lọ ń kọ́ àti pé bí kọ́tà bá kún yóò fàdíwọ́ fún ṣọ́ omi yàlẹ́ ń bọ̀ nù o tó bá sì ṣẹlẹ̀ tán àtàbára alẹ́ tàbára oko ohun tí ò dá o rédíò Ọ̀ṣun ní ké tantan pé ká mọ̀ dalẹ̀ kọ́tà mọ́